They all want to come back to Michigan and build cars again.
Tonight, the existential threat in the auto sector.
Are you concerned that you could be the last generation of your family to work at Ford?
There's always that concern.
Questions over the industry's future and the people who keep it running. Plus, appealing for support.
The help can be small, it can be big. Anything you have is needed.
The local campaign for hurricane relief. And reaching for greatness.
Nothing changes. We gotta go out there and we gotta compete and try and win a game.
The Blue Jays as close as they can get to a championship.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The Toronto Blue Jays are one win away from their first World Series title since 1993, and they'll have two chances to clinch it. We're just about 2 hours away from first pitch. The first pitch in Game 6 scheduled for just after 8 p.m. And they'll be up against a pitcher they've already faced in this series, the LA Dodgers' Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He dominated the Jays in Game 2, holding them to just 4 hits and a single run in a 5-1 Los Angeles win. The Jays were the betting underdogs coming into this series, but now they've got the Dodgers on the ropes.
Your whole career, everybody's telling you don't take winning for granted, but you have to learn that for yourself. And there's been a lot of times where I thought we would win, and we didn't. So to be here and to learn from past seasons is special to be here. It's something I'll never take for granted. And also, I will look around the clubhouse and see what we did right, and I'll learn as much as I can from what this group does on the field, off the field, and see if we can do it again.
It's been a back-and-forth series so far, including a marathon 18-inning Game 3, which Toronto lost. Their offense has come up clutch in the last 2 games, though, combined with solid pitching, and they're now just 1 win away from glory.
Every game's a little bit different. I think when the game starts, it gets back to some normalcy. In real time, you don't think about the things that are going to be said or written or remembered, when you're kind of in it. But this is the only place you this is why, you sign up to do this, right? As a player, manager, so you have to enjoy it.
First pitch, as mentioned, just after 8 p.m., and we'll have much more on tonight's game a little later in the newscast. To the latest now on the trade war and the increasing existential concerns in the auto sector. For one southwestern Ontario family, they've made their living making cars for generations. As Adrian Gabriel reports, they aren't sure how many more generations that will last.
Here we have my father in a Ford and my grandfather.
For more than a century, the auto industry has been part of the Lawton family's story.
This here was given to my grandfather. It's the 50-year anniversary coin.
It says 1903 right on there.
Mm-hmm.
Family history.
Family history, yep.
Kristen and Chad Lawton met working at Ford's Windsor engine plant. Their 2 sons, Brody and Caden, are the 5th generation of their family to do so. Like so many, their future is now in question.
Are you concerned that you could be the last generation of your family to work at Ford?
There's always that concern.
When my parents had started at Ford Motor Company, there was 6 plants in Windsor, and now there's obviously only 2 plants.
They all want to come back to Michigan and build cars again. You know why? Because of our tax and tariff policy.
In recent weeks, Stellantis moved assembly of the Jeep Compass from Brampton to Illinois. General Motors halted production of its electric delivery van in Ingersoll, Ontario. The livelihoods of thousands of families hang in the balance.
If we don't act now, these pressures will only grow.
With the federal budget on the horizon, Ottawa is announcing a $5 billion strategic response fund to support automotive and other sectors under siege.
We're fighting for their job.
They need to figure this out, and it has to be more than just words.
I don't think a lot of people realize just how detrimental this could turn out to be if it's not handled properly.
To ensure families can continue to put food on the table, the Lawtons believe a strategic plan for Canada's auto sector is needed.
If you want to sell here, you have to build here. We have plants here right now that are sitting idle that 100% need investment. The shareholders are laughing, and the working class are not.
The stakes in this part of the country are high. With every layoff at a large auto manufacturer, it's estimated that 7 spin-off jobs are impacted as well. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Windsor, Ontario.
The Volkswagen EV battery plant is paying more dividends for this region, with a significant part of the supply chain coming to St. Thomas. Norway-based Vianode has announced construction on a facility in Yarmouth Yards, an industrial park near the PowerCo battery plant. Vianode makes synthetic graphite and other materials used in lithium-ion batteries. According to the St. Thomas Economic Development Corporation, the factory will employ 1,000 people at its peak, in addition to the 3,000 workers at the PowerCo plant. Ontario's opposition leader toured our region today, criticizing the provincial government's response to the Kami Assembly plant shutdown, as well as proposed changes to local conservation authorities. With more on the message from Marit Stiles, here's Daryl Newcomb.
With 1,200 unionized jobs at risk at the Kami plant in Ingersoll, the decision by General Motors to end production of the Bright Drop electric delivery van was top of mind for Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles during a visit to southwestern Ontario.
I'm very concerned. I do not see a strategy from the government on how we're going to save the auto sector.
Stiles says she's been calling on the government for a provincial job strategy each day since the legislature returned.
We already have 800,000 Ontarians unemployed in the province. This government has been a jobs disaster.
Meanwhile, Stiles is also expressing concern about the province's just announced plan that would streamline and amalgamate Ontario's 36 conservation authorities.
The workings of the conservation authorities, when it's not serving the people as well as it ought to, then we're not protecting Ontario.
The Environment Minister has announced a plan to create a new provincial agency that would oversee 7 amalgamated regional conservation authorities to improve service and ensure consistent policies.
This is also about the motivation to build critical infrastructure faster, to build housing faster, to get national projects in the ground faster. So conservation authorities should enhance that. They shouldn't be an impediment to it.
Look, nothing that the government has done so far in the 8 years they've been in government has actually increased or sped up home building in this province. Home starts are down to the lowest in the rest of the country.
Stiles believes the move will reduce local voices in decision-making that affects waterways, erosion, and conservation lands.
Those decisions are best made here in the communities which are going to be impacted. I think a lot of Ontarians will be unhappy to hear that those decisions are going to be centralized for the most part in Toronto.
London is served by 3 conservation authorities that currently oversee the Upper Thames, Lower Thames, and Kettle Creek watersheds. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
Good evening. We are scaring up some fun. I guess you know who I am under this costume. Yes, it's Julie Acheson. I got to take this down. We are in South London and we are having an awesome time tonight. We're joined by Shauna Putra. Shauna owns a house behind us and it has the most amazing Halloween display. It is definitely all decked out. Shauna, tell us, how long have you been doing this?
This is our 7th year running, our 5th walkthrough.
And this takes a bit of time to put together something like this.
It does. It does. Two straight weeks of living in the front yard.
And basically. I went through, and it's a scary sight in there. So you have 2 different paths, some for the young ones, some for the older ones.
Yes. Yeah. There's a kind of a chicken path, but if you could do it, you make it through, and 8 o'clock is when things get serious.
And you also have some actors that come out and do a bit of scaring through the night. Tell me about that part.
Yeah, friends and family show up, they give us their time, and they get some scares out of some people. They do everything but touch you.
And Halloween, is this your favorite holiday of the year? Or
it is.
It is, yes.
It is.
And
yes.
I saw that your kids were over there having some fun. They're all dressed up. Do they like to take part as well?
Yeah, this year they've been running kids' time. So 4 to 6, they're out here being our hosts, and they run the show for kids' times.
I love things like this because it really brings the community together. Does your neighborhood come out and support every year? Do they love and do they look forward to it?
Yeah, quite a bit. They love us building. The last couple years we kind of didn't show too much. We put the black walls up, so there's a mystery behind it now.
I love it. Okay. And it doesn't cost anything to come in, but you do take donations for the London Food Bank.
Yes. Yeah,
all right.
For sure.
And were you counting on this great weather tonight for me or what?
Yes, and Mother Nature is being nice to us right now.
I love it.
For sure.
Thanks so much, Shauna, for joining us.
Thank you.
The forecast looks pretty good, I'd say, across the region. Temperature is a bit cool, but the winds are starting to ease off. The winds have been gusting today close close to 60 kilometers per hour. Temperatures anywhere from 6 to 7 degrees right now. We've just dipped a degree in the Forest City. Towards Sarnia, 10. Now we do have some dark cloud around. This is some off-lake cloud. In terms of the cooler air coming in now down off of Lake Huron, this creates lake effect cloud, and that's why we still have a slight probability of showers. Now you can see some snowfall in areas like Peterborough, the Kawarthas, and towards Ottawa, where heavy rainfall warnings remain in effect. They're not going to get a lot of accumulation, but it is mixing in, and we have that potential for some flakes of snow mixing in overnight as well. So winds are light on the hour out of the west, and yes, they will start to ease off, and the temperature at about 5 degrees at midnight. It's going to get cold overnight. We're dipping down to the freezing mark, so some chilly conditions. But I have to say, as I was driving here this evening, I can't believe how many kids were already outside trick-or-treating. The costumes this year are pretty fantastic, so hopefully you'll have lots of kids at your door. But I think they're out a little extra early because of that Jays game. So definitely keep your eyes out, keep your door open, and the candy flowing. I'll be back with your full forecast. We'll look ahead to your weekend weather, and of course, yes, the Haunted Walk 519 in South London. I'll have all of your local weather details coming up in just a bit.
Thanks very much, Julie. Affordability is expected to be a key issue addressed in the upcoming federal budget. When it comes to what would help Canadians the most with rising costs, it varies depending on who you ask. With more on that, here's Andrew Johnson.
Crack it open.
In the Higgins household, Mom and her helpers are making sourdough from scratch, trying to save.
The cost is, $4 or $5 a loaf. My kids go through so much bread. So much bread.
And the family of 5 is making tough choices at the grocery store.
Juice is becoming a luxury, something that I'm like, maybe we need to stick to milk and water for the kids.
Ahead of budget day, Caitlin Higgins' ask from Ottawa is a way to pay less.
Gas and groceries, those, they really drain our accounts.
The family is fortunate to own their own home in one of the most unaffordable regions of the country. In fact, 3 generations of the Higgins family live in multiple homes on what used to be one lot. Next door, Caitlin's brother-in-law Patrick is feeling the same pinch.
This morning I went out with my girlfriend. We went to a park, and before we got a couple coffees and breakfast. It was like $30.
Patrick is pulling for the feds to forge a quick path toward economic peace with the U.S.
Find a way to smooth that out. And I'm not saying, appease everything that Trump has to say, which is not the answer.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Patrick's parents tore down the rancher they raised 7 children in to build 4 smaller homes and help their kids. They want to see all levels of government help more people do the same.
The federal government could do a lot by giving tax breaks to people that redevelop their own property. We really want young people, not just our own kids, but other young people to have a chance to own a home on the ground where they can put down roots.
Thinking outside the box on housing, cheaper groceries and gas, and a smoother way forward with the U.S. The asks from the Higgins family in North Delta, BC. Andrew Johnson, CTV News.
Local efforts are underway to help people affected by Hurricane Melissa. Jamaicans in London, Ontario have organized drop-off locations for relief supplies, and you can find a list of those on our website, ctvnewslondon.ca. The campaign organizers say every member of the Forest City Jamaican community knows someone impacted by the hurricane's devastation, which has killed dozens of people and left widespread destruction behind.
Think about having no roof, no bed, all your personal belongings are gone or unusable.
This is a crisis, and people are in need, and we need help. And the help can be small, it can be big. Anything you have is needed.
So I'm asking folks for non-perishable items. We need diapers for infants and for seniors. We need batteries, we need chargers, we need generators, we need food. Lots of food. We need tarpaulin, we need sheets, pillows, blankets, you name it.
Officials at Fanshawe College say they're looking for community partners to keep the student-run radio station operational. They say 106.9 The X faces a significant deficit. Back in April, the college announced future intakes for 40 programs were suspended, and that included the broadcasting, radio, and media production program. Fanshawe leaders say without future students, the college can't financially support the radio station, but they are looking at options right now.
Well, we're very proud of the legacy of this radio station. Fanshawe College was the first instance of an academic community station that was licensed by CRTC almost 50 years ago. And so we're really proud of that legacy, and we're certainly saddened that we're in a position right now where we need to explore these options.
The bail hearing for the man behind Creeper Hunter TV has been delayed until next week. 45-year-old Jason Nasser was taken into custody earlier this week. According to police, he's accused of breaking his release conditions by attending a documentary about him at the Forest City Film Festival, which was also attended by his victims. He's now being charged with criminal harassment. Back in 2023, he was convicted on several charges, including harassment, extortion, and child pornography. His bail hearing is now scheduled for Monday, and Crown lawyers have indicated they will oppose his release. A major construction project is coming to a village in Elgin County. It starts on Monday, rehabbing the community's main intersection and upgrading sewage systems. However, it's expected to last more than a year, which, as Brian Bicknell reports, has some residents concerned.
At this roadside gnome store, statue craftsman Leroy Howell is concerned business will come to a standstill once construction closes the road in front of his home and shop.
It's affecting my sales because I'm sure it's hitting everybody along the Union Road because they closed the road, so there's no access to us from the 401, so we lose a lot of traffic from out of town.
Starting Monday, work begins on rebuilding stretches of Union Road and Fingal Line at the main intersection of Fingal.
It's a very large undertaking for the township and the county of Elgin. Run a couple of years. It's going to create some disruption, actually more than just some disruption. Fingal will be tore up for the next year and a half or so.
Now, the total cost of this intersection reconstruction project is $7.4 million, but the township is seizing on it as an opportunity to get much-needed infrastructure work done. That's because the province is picking up half the bill, Elgin County the other half. Work includes water main replacement, new sewers, a traffic light, and more. Construction is piggybacking on a new sanitary treatment system for Shedden and Fingal, paid for with a $28 million provincial grant. The mayor says it will accommodate housing growth.
A lot of extra room for housing in the future when we see these 1,300 homes or so coming to Fingal and Shedden.
Existing property owners will have to pay if they choose to connect.
I've heard it's going to be about $30,000 to hook up to the new sewers. So, I mean, we've noticed a huge increase in the amount of houses going up for sale in the village.
It's going to be a big cost. I mean, if we go with their plan of, it could double our taxes here for the next 10 years.
It's going to be a little costly for us, but ultimately it's going to make the village of Fingal a lot better for people.
Construction is expected to last until June of 2027. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
The provincial government is doubling its investment in the Hydrogen Innovation Fund, putting $30 million toward projects boosting clean energy. The Associate Energy Minister was in Sarnia today for the announcement. He called the investment a strategic move to strengthen Ontario's energy independence while making the province a world leader in hydrogen technology. The money is supposed to support new uses for low-carbon hydrogen, integrate hydrogen into Ontario's power grid, and connect energy producers with users in manufacturing and heavy transport sectors. Applications close February 11th. Municipalities in rural Ontario are getting a funding boost from the provincial government. The Rural Affairs Minister was in Goderich this afternoon, announcing $600 million for rural and northern municipalities next year, $50 million more compared to this year. According to the minister, the money can be used for a wide variety of initiatives.
We're seeing inflation rates much higher than the average consumer in the municipal sector, especially road construction. Costs have went up substantially, so this will allow us to, at least keep up and hopefully, get more jobs done, more roads fixed, and help out our residents.
One of our biggest concerns that I receive from our residents that live here in the town is the conditions of our streets, right? So this is money that we can use to help with that, as well as many other things that we're dealing with. We're feeling the pressure, just like everyone else is.
We've taken time to listen
and to understand, and we're enabling small, rural, and northern communities across this province to look ahead to 2026 with confidence.
Coming up, Lake Erie Fisheries landing a big one with new funding announced from the provincial government. Plus, Ontario's pipeline ambitions, the provincial plan for a new energy connection with the West.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
Welcome back. Returning now to the World Series, and the countdown is on in Toronto for the first pitch, and that's where we go now. We're joined live by John Venevalley-Rao outside Rogers Centre. And John, ticket prices are through the roof. I can imagine the energy is too as well. So tell us what it's like there right now.
Well, the fans are filing into the Rogers Centre, and they are amped up, anticipating. A lot of them think the Blue Jays are going to do it tonight. Now, they will concede. They are up against a tough Dodgers pitcher, Yamamoto, tonight, who pitched a gem of a game in Game 2. But the Blue Jays fans are feeling like this Blue Jays lineup is going to do the job tonight, especially with George Springer now back leading off the lineup. Boy, when you talk to fans at the start of this series, a lot of them were saying that they were just happy the Blue Jays were in the World Series. But you get the sense now that most of them really want to see the Jays win this series, think they can do it. And if it doesn't happen tonight, the good news is the pressure's kind of off the team, because they'll have another chance tomorrow night if they don't win this Game 6. But again, I think the fans really do want them to win tonight, and the police are ready for any issues should they happen. Obviously, if the Blue Jays do win tonight, a huge party will be had there. The police have gathered a number of reinforcements from other jurisdictions around the Toronto area, ready to deal with whatever happens tonight.
The party will be on, I'm sure, if they can pull it off. And hey, there's always tomorrow night just in case as well. I'm sure Long will be hoping for a clinch tonight. That's John Venevalley-Rao live for us tonight. Thanks for being with us, John. The provincial government is investing $10 million in Wheatley and Port Dover, expanding a business that's already worth $200 million. Bob Belichico has more on the potential impact in the commercial fishery sector.
And it creates millions of dollars of opportunity for tourism and commercial fisheries.
A $10 million investment by the provincial government will see 2 older buildings demolished. This 59-year-old management facility in Wheatley and a second building in Port Dover to modernize the operation.
New infrastructure within, modernizing data systems, mechanical, everything that the team here needs to be able to really do their job to the best of their ability.
The new buildings will provide more space for field operations equipment and upgraded labs for processing samples. The upgrades will also help sustain jobs in both communities.
People that work here ensure the health and safety of both our fish populations, the quality of fish in Lake Erie. They can anticipate issues, parasites, diseases, pests, things that are gonna bother the fishery.
If you look around just where we are now, there's some incredible processing facilities here. We've got a boat that just drove by, hopefully that's got a fresh catch coming in, and it's tens of thousands of jobs here, direct and indirect, across the province.
Minister of Natural Resources Mike Harris says the Lake Erie fishery is one of the largest commercial fisheries in the world. Fish are sold across the globe, including to Asia and Europe.
The pressures that are coming from the U.S. right now, it's really important that we make sure that we open up some more of those channels. So the reinvestment in the community here will help us do that.
Harris feels there's a lot of ceiling to reach for in expanding fisheries in the Great Lakes.
Beef, pork, chicken, it's always a revered product that we are able to offer here from Ontario and from Canada. And we really intend for our fisheries sector to be able to piggyback off a lot of that.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada's relationship with China is at a turning point after meeting with the Chinese president. As Judy Trin reports, their talks concluded with an invitation for a state visit.
The face-to-face hosted by China marked the first time in 8 years that a Canadian and Chinese leader met officially. Mark Carney expressed regret for lost time.
Distance is not the way to solve problems, not the way to serve our people with people growth-centric growth, as you have advocated. Pragmatic and constructive engagement is.
The meeting lasted 39 minutes. According to a readout from the Prime Minister's office, the leaders discussed trade issues, including agriculture, canola, seafood, and electric vehicles. There's no deal, but there's dialogue.
We now have a turning point in the relationship.
The freeze in relations began in 2018 after Canada arrested Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou at the request of the U.S. In response, China detained Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. Then in 2022, Xi scolded former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in front of cameras. Analysts say recalibrating with China must be done carefully.
Mr. Carney will be able to have firm views on difficult issues related to human rights, religious freedom, and so on, while at the same time saying, let's discuss how we can work together.
We are going to have to play our own game with China based on our own interests and our own ambitions.
This was the second time Carney has met Xi. Previously, they met in 2016 when he was governor of the Bank of England. There will be a third meeting, too. Xi Jinping has invited Carney to China for a state visit. Judy Trin, CTV News, Gyeongju, South Korea.
Heading back now to Julie Atchison, who is live on location for us tonight on this Halloween night. And as you mentioned earlier in the newscast, Julie, getting a bit lucky considering the weather forecast, what this Friday was looking like earlier this week.
Absolutely. Monday, Tuesday, things were looking not so great in terms of rainfall moving in. That is pushed into eastern Ontario. They're getting rain and snow mixing in. For us, we have a great night. It's a bit cool and a bit damp, but the winds starting to ease off as the low pressure system pulls away. Today we hit just 9 degrees, our low temperature +3, so coming in a bit below normal for our daytime high. And the sun just starting to set with our sunset hour at 6:17, which is perfect for all the trick-or-treaters. The temperature holding at +7 and the wind starting to ease off, as I mentioned, out of the northwest. As we head through the overnight, we will see mainly cloudy conditions hold. And the reason is we have this off-lake cloud cover. The low pressure area moved in, cool air in the mid levels of the atmosphere. And as that comes down across the lakes, it creates this moisture flux and it results in a few scattered showers. Now we have rain on both coasts of the country tonight, from the west coast to the east coast. In between, temperatures are on the cooler side across the prairies. We had some clear conditions today, but we get into Ontario and our big area of low pressure. Overnight at the freezing mark, frosty conditions in London and Sarnia. Heading to Grand Bend, a little bit milder along that lakeshore at 4 degrees, and it'll be 4 degrees near Lake Erie. Now watch the forecast model and you can see a little band of cloud cover coming off the lake overnight. So there's about a 40% chance of scattered showers, especially through Huron County and stringing into Perth. We could see some flakes of snow mixing in as well as the temperature edges close to the freezing mark. Don't get too excited about it. It's not a big thing in terms of tomorrow morning as well. But as we head into Sunday, we have lots of sunshine. So lake effect showers are possible through the afternoon on Saturday, although the probability just a 40% chance. Now you can see the winds light as we head into the afternoon, and by noon hour we're at about +8. Could see some peaks of sunshine as well as we head through the latter half of the day. Our metal roof outlet forecast for Sunday, 12 degrees. That'll be our best day to be outdoors. We have showers and gusty winds moving in Monday, and that's a cold front. The temperature just 9 degrees. Back to full sun again on Tuesday. November arrives with a bit of a swing. You can see temperatures are up and down. By Wednesday, back to some showers and 8 degrees on Thursday. Looking good on Friday with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of +10. The overnight lows into the single digits. The next couple of nights will be the coldest. Midwestern Ontario, scattered showers possible tomorrow. 40% chance of showers on Saturday and cool, the high of 8. 11 degrees on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud, and it'll be 9 on Monday with a chance of showers. Heading into Tuesday, lots of sunshine, and Wednesday the risk for rainfall once again. Thursday mainly cloudy and 8 degrees, and then as we head into Friday, 9 degrees. Now again, people are out and about tonight, that's for sure. sure. Lots of people coming out to check out the haunted house. I think I'm ready for some trick-or-treating myself. I think I could go up to a door right now in my fun little skeleton costume and get some candy. But the kids are excited, and I can't believe how many kids are out and about already. But definitely as the next hour goes through, I'm sure they'll all be out getting all that candy, Carlyle, and really a great night. Perfectly, actually, the winds eased off just in time. So should I make this part of my regular wear? What do you think?
It works right now, and I think it might be a little strategic, too, as I'm guessing it's keeping you pretty cozy.
Absolutely.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Still ahead, Canada's economy stalls. What's behind the slowdown in manufacturing and mining?
Happy Halloween. What are you?
I am somebody who will never say goodbye to the 90s. What are you?
I'm the king of good vibes. Couldn't find a costume.
Happy Halloween. Enjoy trick-or-treating tonight. We'll catch you back in the studio on Monday.
Stats Canada data shows our national economy shrank by 0.3% in August. According to the data agency, the Air Canada work stoppage hurt activity in August, while there were also declines in manufacturing, trade, and mining. Researchers say there are early signs suggesting there was marginal economic growth in the third quarter. President Donald Trump says trade talks with Canada are still off, despite speaking briefly with Mark Carney in Asia. Trump said it was a nice conversation, which included an apology for Ontario's anti-tariff ad. With more on where things stand now, here's Jeremy Sherrill.
Back on U.S. soil after meeting with world leaders in Asia, U.S. President Donald Trump confirming talks with Canada aren't restarting.
What did you talk about with Prime Minister Carney? Are you and Canada going to resume negotiations?
No. Trump and Prime Minister Mark Carney spoke during a working dinner earlier this week with other world leaders in South Korea, the first encounter between the two leaders since this Ontario government anti-tariff ad prompted Trump to halt negotiations.
I have a very good relationship. I like him a lot. But you know what they did was wrong. He was very nice. He apologized for what they did with the commercial.
On Thursday, the Prime Minister's office confirmed Trump and Carney spoke during the dinner, but didn't make mention of an apology. The Office of the Minister in charge of Canada-U.S. relations declined to comment today.
Our job is to respect their choice and deal with whoever is in the White House. And so it's up and down with Canada, but we'll just have to bear through it as we make our way in getting a trade agreement, a new trade agreement with our American neighbor.
Washington has accused Canada of being difficult to deal with in negotiations. Trump's National Economic Council director telling CNN Canada hasn't been playing fair.
So President Trump won't stand for it. He's tried to negotiate with the Canadians to get better deals for Americans, and they've been, frankly, rude and dismissive, and this is how it gets to where we are.
Carney's government has said it stands ready to resume negotiations whenever Washington is ready, and Canada's ambassador to the U.S. says lines of communication remain open. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, Ottawa.
Provincial government officials say they're working on a new energy corridor and pipeline from Western Canada.
It's a feasibility study. The conversation's just beginning, but we can't wait. We've got to move quickly on all opportunities to build this corridor for a made in Canada solution. It'll open up the north, and it's good news for all provinces and all territories.
The acting infrastructure minister says the study will explore the benefits of building oil and gas pipelines from Alberta and Saskatchewan to new and existing refineries in Ontario. The Premier's office says the proposal will unlock new markets for Canada's energy resources while reducing dependence on the United States. Strength in real estate helped Canada's main stock index close the week higher, while U.S. markets also gained ground. The TSX finished up 82 points. In New York, the Dow climbed about 40 points. The Nasdaq rose 144. The Canadian dollar was unchanged today. On commodities, gold was down about $20 an ounce. Oil sits just under $61 a barrel. Later on CTV News, snowbirds seeking sunshine in new locations, why many are looking outside the U.S. for their winter getaways this year.
5K a day is back on 97.5.
Virgin Radio.
Listen to Jeff KP and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000
every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. U.S. security officials say a significant terror attack has been avoided. According to the FBI director, the suspects were arrested this morning. Senior FBI officials say investigators in Detroit took a small group of young people into custody accused of plotting an attack possibly referencing Halloween. At this point, they say there is no threat to public safety. The case involves federal charges, but court documents with the specifics have been sealed. Buckingham Palace officials say official notice has been served to the former Prince Andrew after his brother stripped him of all royal titles. They say Andrew must now surrender the lease on his Royal Lodge mansion. He will have to move to private accommodations now. The royal family have faced renewed scrutiny over Andrew's ties to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
He has been an embarrassment to the royal family for a heck of a long time. We've been talking about Andrew and Epstein in the same breath for 20 years or more. And finally, something has been done about him stripped of his royal titles and, like you so rightly said, forced to leave Royal Lodge.
A new survey suggests there may be fewer snowbirds migrating south this year. As Pat Foran reports, many are looking at other sunny destinations outside the U.S.
More Canadians are turning their backs on travel to the U.S., deciding to either stay at home or choose sunny destinations somewhere else. A survey by the Travel Health Insurance Association of Canada found that only 26% are likely to go to the U.S. That's a 37% drop from last year. The survey found of those 61 years of age and older, only 10% are likely to go to the U.S. That's a 66% drop from the year before.
We've certainly seen a move by some to get away from maybe ownership or long-term rentals in the U.S. in favor of other southern climates.
The survey found Canadians are concerned about rising travel costs, political tensions, exchange rates, and safety. The shift comes at a time when the U.S. is introducing new entry requirements, which mean Canadians staying for longer than 30 days need to register and provide their fingerprints, be photographed, and pay a $30 fee.
Having your photo taken and your fingerprints done feels really weird and wrong to us, but the reality is many countries all over the world have already been doing this for the last decade.
Travel expert Barry Choi says while travel to the U.S. is down, he believes many families will continue to go to U.S. attractions, but keep a lower profile and not post on social media. He says snowbirds that own property in the U.S. will also find it hard to stay away.
If someone's a snowbird and they own a vacation home in Florida or Arizona, of course they're going to go.
Canadians avoiding the States are also planning to spend winter months in Europe, including Portugal and Spain. Trips to Mexico and the Caribbean will also depend on the weather and the cost of travel. If American destinations cut prices, it may be enough for some to reconsider a U.S. trip.
If some of the U.S. destinations start to go on sale, maybe that easy trip over the border still prevails.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Monday on CTV News, avoiding tragedy when fire breaks out. London's fire department and the mission to make sure every home has working smoke detectors. Monday on CTV News at 6.
So much Halloween spirit out there. Thank you to all of you who posted on Julie's CTV Facebook socials. I love all of your costumes. I wish I could share every photo. Here's just a snippet. Heading through the overnight, we could see some flakes of snow mixing in, and Saturday looking a tad unsettled with some cold air moving through the upper atmosphere. Temperature heading into Sunday into the double digits and lots of sunshine to wrap up your weekend.
Two Midwestern Ontario communities have agreed on a land transfer deal. Officials with the municipalities of Hanover and West Grey say they have a boundary deal agreement in principle, which would see 1,600 acres of West Grey-owned land transferred to Hanover at a cost of $10 million, paid over 20 years. They say they've been negotiating for the past year, hoping the agreement will spur development. A public meeting on the land transfer will be held next month in Elmwood. Saugeen Shores officials are trying to preserve the community's trees. According to local officials, there's been record residential growth in the last 5 years, with many urban trees cut down to make way. 2 new bylaws have been introduced to protect tree cover in Port Elgin and Southampton, which would impose fines for illegally cutting down trees. Those new rules are expected to come into effect in the new year. Saugeen Shores officials say Port Elgin's lone indoor pool will soon close once a new recreation complex opens. According to municipal authorities, the Centennial Pool will be redundant once the Pride Aquatic and Wellness Center is complete. The 50-year-old facility is expected to be sold to the Blue Water District School Board and possibly converted into classrooms. The new building is expected to open in November, but no official date for that has been provided. Latino communities across North America are preparing for the traditional Day of the Dead. It's about remembering loved ones who have died and honoring their memory. With more on those festivities, here's Miriam Valdez-Carletti.
These dancers and mariachi loco are gearing up to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, also known as Day of the Dead.
I used to do it with my grandparents, and now I'm doing it with my kids, and that's how culture and traditions move forward. So we wanted to do it in our city.
We've been spending so many months working, put everything together, and I'm just really excited to finally live it.
The Mexican holiday is celebrated between November 1st and 2nd. It's a time to honor and remember loved ones who have died.
It's not only, a great celebration, but it's also a way to heal those wounds as an immigrant as well, being so far away from home.
The 9-piece ensemble is performing at Westbury Theatre on Saturday. Lead singer Areni Perez hopes to bring the Day of the Dead alive in the city through art.
This is how I can express myself through music and dance, and it was very important for me to bring people together to showcase Mexican culture.
Choreographer Alicia Ortega says her Canadian husband's mom died 10 years ago and had previously missed the anniversary.
I told him not to be worried because that's why we have Dia de los Muertos, so we can remember all of them in a very loving way.
Mariachi Loco is a mixture of ethnicities: Mexican, Salvadorian, Peruvian, and Canadian. They hope their music connects the audience with their culture.
They may not understand what we're singing about, but they do connect with the music, and that's what brings us together at the end of the day.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
I'm Sherry Flick, host of Weekend Spotlight, Saturdays 8 a.m. This week. Arc Aid Mission is launching a new campaign. We'll find out about that. Kroniken Orchards will begin to talk about their very long history, and apples, of course. Brian Salt from Salthaven talking about what to watch for with the upcoming winter season. Yes, it is coming. And finally, London Music Office. Corey joins us. They've got lots of stuff going on there. Check it out this Saturday, 8 a.m.
Finally tonight, robots are now replicating reality for Major League Baseball teams. A Canadian company is behind the technology, which has become an important part of preparation for each of this year's World Series finalists. With more on how it works, here's Spencer Turcotte.
On baseball's biggest stage, teams are searching for any advantage against opposing pitchers.
Trey Savage. Yeah. He throws from an extremely high release point. You've never seen him before. How did you prepare for him?
We did a lot of traject at home, getting used to him.
The Traject Arc pitching robot, created by a pair of University of Waterloo grads, is shaking up Major League Baseball by replicating pro pitchers.
You're actually able to visualize the delivery. And not only that, the machine will move left and right to any release point.
The technology allows you to pick anywhere you want the ball to be thrown inside the strike zone. So, for example, this one's going to go up and inside to a right-handed hitter.
The Mississauga-based company is working with 25 MLB teams and their affiliates. They can project directly on screen to scale the pitcher they'll be going up against, while the machine emulates the exact release point.
We actually doubled down on the ability to replicate the visual cues that the batter's going to see and go to that extra level of specificity to see that hand pronation.
The advantage generally lies with the home team. At over 1,000 pounds, the Trajectarc doesn't travel with players. Both the Dodgers and Blue Jays have referenced it in recent weeks.
It's something it's tough to replicate, from video or Traject, whatever you want to call it.
The Traject team is constantly adapting.
Even rule changes like the ABS that's coming up next year, we were prepared for that. We have that integrated into our product, and the second that it's ready, we're ready for it.
The tech has even forced some rule changes of its own.
The teams are really the ones who lobbied to be able to use it in game with MLB. We had to make custom modes in the app to auto-detect that a game was happening, cut off certain features, and make sure it was fitting within the rules.
World-changing tech used in the World Series and being considered for other sports around the world. But for now, they're keeping their eye on the ball. Baseball, that is. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a safe and happy Halloween and a great weekend.